Hey there, everybody. Pete here from Comic Book Geezers. Welcome to another edition of the show, and my co-host extraordinaire over here.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Geezers. I am Wild Bill the Unknown Comic, your host, and we're going to do a special episode on Venom today.
Eddie.
It's going to be a quick one. Pete has no Venom comics.
I have none, zero. Well, you know, it's basically the Venom character was debuted in this issue right here, which is way past when I stopped collecting stuff. Most of what I collect is 60s, 70s, and early 80s books. So Venom is a very popular character, but didn't debut till the late 80s. So
he, if you've seen the Spider-Man movie, number 3, it captures this story where Spider-Man goes into the bell tower to have the bells ring to make the noise to get the symbiote off of him.
Yeah.
So, but that's where Venom first appears as in issue 300 Spider-Man.
So Eddie Brock, of course, was a
he was a competitor, reporter like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Looking for the glory.
He's a news guy. Yeah.
And then he was writing from a source about a serial killer, and it turned out to be it was a hoax. The guy had the source, and it ruined his career, and he got thrown out of the business, and he was like a laughing stock, and he blames Peter Parker, so he's got a grudge. And he worked for the Daily Globe, a competitor,
Right. Yep.
newspaper. And so when he's in the church griping, and the symbiote is up in the bell tower, they unite, and thus Venom is born.
The rest is history, right?
So there you have it. And then, so Venom popped up a lot in Spider-Man, and I stopped. This is the last issue in my Spider-Man collection. I stopped because of what was going on in the 80s. Things were just changing so much. This book is from 1988.
That book is worth a good amount of money now.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I should have bought 10 of them back then.
Yeah.
But, you know, we just never knew, you know. I figured one was enough. But
how long had he had the black Spider-Man costume going before?
I think it was issue 251 or 257. Okay. I think it came on board. I have that also. It's in the 250s, I believe. And that's the one where he's swinging, holding the kid in his arm.
Yeah. So after this issue, the debut of Venom, I mean, he was one of Spider-Man's arch nemesis, right?
Yes.
For years after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they kind of took the place of the Green Goblin, I think, for a while.
Speaking of years, it took about another 6 years before they finally released a Venom, his own little mini-series, a 6-part series here, called Lethal Protector. And it's been a long time since I read these kids, so... But it takes place in San Francisco.
Yeah. And
Eddie Brock and Venom are out in San Francisco, and there's some muggers beating up on this girl, and of course Venom kills the muggers and then goes on his way. And he eventually goes underground and finds this group of people living underground. And then there's this guy called Treese, who's like he's the antagonist in the story. And there's these machines underground. And Venom fights these, they're called diggers. And he fights these machines and he gets captured. And so basically, there's like, I don't want to call it a cult, but there's this organization, kind of like Hydra.
Okay, gotcha. Or AIM, yeah.
Yeah, they're an underground organization, and they're up to no good. But
I'm sure they are.
Peter Parker is involved. He's tailing Venom, and Venom is wreaking havoc on crime, and he's pissing off the families of the people he's killing. And Spider-Man is coming after him, but that organization captures Venom, and they're trying to get him to create offspring. They're trying to, like Carnage.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So what happens is she's born, and this is the first female symbiote, and she goes after Spider-Man. They're really fighting it out, and there's a lot of action in this one.
Did McFarlane do all the artwork in these? Or
no, there's a Mark Bagley did the first 3 books,
okay.
And then Ron Lim did the last 3, and Sam De La Rosa and Al Milgrom.
Oh, Milgrom, yeah, okay. Oh wow, look at that.
So this is artwork.
Wow, look at that.
This is artwork from the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. You don't have your newspaper anymore. You got magazine gloss page. I'll show you the fight scenes with this chick. Here's classic Venom Jaws right there.
Oh,
Smile for the camera, kiddies. Let's see. And here's her splash page.
There we go. Very cool.
So it's got decent artwork.
Oh, look at that.
If you like Venom.
And this was one of those characters that just got so popular that they couldn't hold back anymore. They had to give him his own.
I would say he was number 2 behind the Punisher.
Yeah,
right?
the anti-hero, right? Yeah, the anti-hero, yeah. I mean, it's people like that anti-hero.
And at the end, there's 5 of them coming after Peter Parker. So they got a few of them.
Yeah.
And here's Eddie.
Eddie, I'm
Separation.
hungry.
Right?
Feed me.
So
That's cool. Yeah, I've seen that one. That's a cool cover.
So then Spider-Man and Venom kind of team up from this point out to go against Treese and his organization. I can't remember now. But it took almost 6 years before. So this is almost like an experiment. But this 6-part series. So now they got him left for dead. Eddie Brock. Is he really dead? What do you think? Ooh, like the Dungeons and Dragons advertisement. So Eddie Brock is not dead. He's just playing possum. See how he's breaking out? Choking that dude. And then Spider-Man, meanwhile, our hero is fighting.
So as you can see, like Spider-Man and Venom were forever tied together in the comics. That's why, oh, look at that. That's a very cool splash page right there.
Yeah. This is the...
That's why a lot of purists were upset when this film came out a couple of years ago. Because it has nothing. The Spider-Man's not in it at all, and most purists are like, "Hey, the Venom origin, it's got to have Spider-Man, right? What are we doing here?"
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie, yeah, but it's I love that cover on that one. That's quite good.
I just got this. This was number 6, and I just got this like a couple years ago. When I only had the first 5, I got off the stand.
Oh my God, could Spider-Man's eyes be any bigger? Jesus, what the hell is going on there?
There you go. See, that's what we don't like about the newer comics.
Venom looks great, but Spider-Man, Jesus, 3/4 of his mask is an eye. It's a little big there.
We couldn't say 4 eyes. What kind of eyes? Giganto eyes?
I guess. God, that's like
macro
that's like
eye?
bigger than those eyes, the prop eyes that you have. I'm like
macro eyes.
That's crazy.
So you get more Venom.
Yeah.
So, of course, Spider-Man and Venom team up at the end to take on Treese and his evil symbiotes. Because basically, Treese doesn't care who gets killed.
Of course not.
For his medical gains.
His dastardly plan of world domination.
So it does have a lot of good fight scene action in it.
Yeah. And this was what, 93?
This was 93.
Okay.
6-part series. And then eventually Venom got his own title, which went at least 150 issues.
That's significant.
But I don't have any of those. Otherwise, we could have made this video a little bit longer, but...
Yeah, we tried to see if Kirk had any of them. He didn't have any either. So
yeah, this is all I have. But not a bad story.
A really cool character, though. Obviously, the popularity is justified. I mean, this is one, I think, of Marvel's greatest creations of the 80s. And
for villains.
Yeah, and now, kind of like a sort of hero, like anti-hero, right? Is he a good guy?
He's in the same category. He's not really a hero, but he's a unique hero/villain.
Yeah.
Right?
And one of the cool things about the film that they made with Tom Hardy a couple years ago is like this comes across almost like a horror movie.
Yeah, it's almost like he's evil but does good.
Right.
If you're good, he can sense it so he doesn't do you wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And I will say, like, one of my, I have like a whole collection of Marvel hero and villain action figures, and one of my favorites, even though like I'm not overly knowledgeable on the Venom character, is my Venom figure. It's awesome. He's got like 6 arms, all 3 heads. It's awesome. It's just totally cool. I think it was a Marvel.
It's always the sonic weapons in the book. Every time they were going after Venom, they used sonic weapons to get him under control. And if he got out of control, they would always zap him with their sonic rifles, or sonic grenades.
I wonder if he's ever fought the Hulk. Like who else has Venom fought like over the years?
That I haven't seen.
Yeah. So anybody watching, if you could fill us in. So other than Spider-Man, who else has Venom interacted with in the Marvel comics universe? Right. So it'd be interesting to see because I don't know, to be honest with you. So
anyway,
cool.
That's it for
there. You have
Comic Book
it,
Geezers, guys. I'm Wild Bill saying thanks for being here as always. We thank you for your comments and your support and your subscriptions. Please tell your comic book friends about us if they don't know about us, and click that notification bell so you can stay in the loop every time we have a new video. You can be kept up to date. That's it for this episode on Wild Bill. Again, saying thanks for being here.
And I'm Pete. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.